Parents, listen up. Say I'm staying after for something, like sports workouts, right? If we get out every day at 5:45, why is it that you can be late every single day? The time is not changing. If I get out at 5:45 every day, then you should be there at like 5:40 every day. And the double standard here is what pisses me off. Why is it that if practice ends at 5:45, you show up every day at 6:15, right? But if there's a party that ends at 1 o'clock, you'll be blowing my phone up with phone calls at 11:30. What makes it worse is that I have to wait on you every day. So say the party ends at 12:30 now, and you actually show up at 12:30, but the party's still going till like 12:40. I come out 10 minutes late, all hell breaks loose. And the worst part is when they hit you with that line, I know you ain't got no attitude. Am I missing something? Thank you for your time. Family issues that piss me off. You ever go to the family cookout and there's always like 50 different people that are talking to you, and you talk to them like you know them all, but you have absolutely no idea who any of them are. And it pisses me off that they have this expectation that you should know who they are when they looked after you like 2 times when you were 4 years old. Like, come on now. The only thing that I was really thinking about was eating crayons and touching sharp things. Another thing that used to piss me off was when my sibling was playing the game and I wanted to play it, but he wouldn't let me. So I would go to my mom and say, Mom, he won't let me play the game. And then, that's when I come back in the room with that face like, Mom said that you have to get off the game in 20 minutes so that I can play. Another thing, were any of you also falsely led to believe that keeping the light on in the back of the car while your parents were driving at night was illegal? Because I'm not gonna lie, I used to be scared to turn the back light on. And lastly, the worst thing ever was when like all of your cousins were spending the night at your grandmother's house, and then you ask your parents if you can and they say no because we have things to do tomorrow. That is a genuine cry moment. Like, that is a tears on the way home moment. Thank you for your time. Let me talk about some things real quick. Fellas, if you ever go shopping with your mom or your girl and she says, oh, I just want to look around real quick, it's a setup. First of all, let me just go ahead and tell you, she probably already lied to you when she said she wanted to come to the store to just pick up a couple things. And if you see them start picking up clothes to try on, I'm sorry. Because you are definitely about to be sitting in that store for hours. Another thing I used to hate was when your parents would take you to the grocery store and they'd say, oh, it's fine, you can stay in the car, I'm only going to be a couple minutes. But now it's been an hour and a half, your phone is dead, they're still in the store doing God knows what, and you just want to go home. And what makes it worse is you can't even leave. Because the door's locked, and if you open it, the alarm's gonna go off. And say you make the executive decision to go in the store. I'm just gonna go ahead and let you know now that you're setting yourself up even more. Because now you're gonna be running around all over the store looking for the things they need to find, and then when you find something that you actually wanna buy, you know what they gonna say? Put it back! In other words, it's a lose-lose situation. Thank you for your time. Girls, listen up. Why is it that you can have an attitude sometimes, and then when we ask you what the problem is, you say nothing's wrong, I'm fine. And then when we say, okay, well then I'll leave you alone, now you're mad again. Why is it that when we ask you if you want something to eat, you say no, but then when we show up with food, now you want to eat half my bag of fries, a bite of my burger, and 2 of my chicken tenders? Girls, y'all can ask us, do you want me to come over? And we'll say, yeah, you can come over. And then y'all like to say, but do you want me to come over? If I said yes, you can come over, that means yes, I would like for you to come over. If I ask you for your Snapchat or your Instagram, why are you giving it to me if you're not going to text me back? Women, the reason we say women are always right is because sometimes there's no winning with you guys. We can hit you with a fact, like 3 plus 3 equals 6. And you know what you'll say? Nah, because you ain't counting right. 3 plus 3 equals 5. 3, 4, 5. Okay, you ain't doing math right. And that's when we just... You're right. Thank you for your time. The truth that nobody wants to talk about. Girls, when you guys are throwing us signs, like hitting us and playing with us and laughing with us and touching us and stuff like that, and giving us the signs to show us that you like us, you may sometimes think like, why is he not responding to me? Like, does he not see me throwing these obvious signs? And girls, I'm here to inform you, we are not oblivious. It's just sometimes guys need time to figure out if you're what we really want. We don't like just jumping into new commitments without knowing for sure it's what we want to do. So we're trying to gauge whether or not we want to return that energy, or whether or not we, want to keep it at a distance. But by no means do we not see what is happening. And by no means am I trying to give away the guy's secrets. But I am saying, if we are not acknowledging it, that could be the guy's way of politely letting you down. But if he starts returning that energy, it's time for you to handle your business. Thank you for your time. Things that frustrate me. Girls, look, I am 6 foot, okay? If you are 5'2", why are you coming to me acting like you want smoke? If you are 5'2", you need to have 5'2" energy. I have 6 foot energy, okay? Your energy needs to go from a 10 down to about a 4. No disrespect, but why is it that when the teacher asks somebody to read out loud, it's always that one kid who really struggles to read out loud that decides to raise his hand? And he doesn't raise his hand like any other normal student. No. They get real extra with it. Like, they be like, oh, Miss Henry, me. I understand that some people like to serve looks, okay? But if it is 87 degrees outside, you need to dress like it is 87 degrees outside. Why are you coming outside in a damn trench coat? Lastly, it used to piss me off so bad when I would look on the syllabus and it says bring a notebook to class, and there's always that one person that just throws the computer in your face every time you pull out your notebook. Thank you for your time. And soda is pronounced soda and not pop. Things parents do that piss me off. When you ask your parents, hey, can we go to McDonald's? And they say, you got McDonald's money? Every problem in the world stems from my phone. I can be looking for something as simple as a sock, and I tell my mom, hey, I can't find my sock, and she'd be like, yeah, that's because you're always on that damn phone. I can come home on some nights at like 1 o'clock in the morning and hear absolutely nothing. But one night, come home at 10:45, and they're like, where have you been? You are never right in any situation. For instance, you can go to your mom and say, hey, but mom, 2 plus 2 is 4, and she says, no, on the syllabus, it says 2 plus 2 is 3. So today, 2 plus 2 is gonna be 3. You ever go somewhere like church, and church ends at 12, so you expect to leave at 12, but somehow your parents get caught up in 87 different conversations, and it's 2:45 p.m. and you're sitting on the steps eating candy waiting for them. Lastly, why is it that every time I ask to go out, they need to know who, what, when, where, why, and just let me go out? Thank you for your time. When it comes to dating at a young age, it's important to know that not everyone is dating for marriage. Just because I decided to date you at a young age does not mean that I'm ready to have a family of 4 kids with you and a house with a kitchen marble counter in it. I'm not saying I don't think it'll last, I'm just saying I'm not looking at you like you're my soulmate. I'm looking at you like someone that I enjoy spending time with and someone I would enjoy spending more time with. Dating at a young age is more about finding about yourself and finding out what you do and don't like, so that when the future comes and you are looking for somebody to marry, you know what to look for. And that's the tea. These are some more things that piss me off. If you are in the bathroom and you know that you are courtesy flush, please, because you just smell terrible. If you see me wearing shades indoors, mind your business. Why is it that in every scary movie I watch, the black person always dies first? The black person can be in the middle of the line walking through the house, somebody here, and somehow the person here goes missing first. Then you got the people behind them like, where'd Keith go? For all of you watching this atrocity here is not mine. I am a proud and sad Giants fan. The best cartoons growing up were Looney Tunes and Tom and Jerry. No discussion. Leftover food tastes better when you heat it up in the oven versus when you heat them up in the microwave. But I'll still be putting them in the microwave because I don't want to wait that long. Lastly, if it's 90 degrees outside, why are you coming outside in pants and a hoodie? You're making me hot. Thank you for your time. Things parents don't understand. Number 1, okay, if I'm playing the game online, I cannot pause the game because there's other people playing live with me. So how am I gonna pause the game if they're playing too? Number 2, you ever think, you know what, I'm gonna be a responsible child and I'm gonna do the dishes. And on your way to do the dishes, your mom says, hey, yo, make sure you do them dishes. See, now I don't want to do them anymore because when I do it by myself, I'm thinking, you know what, this could be calming for me. But when you ask me to do it, now I'm required to do it. It's like reading, okay? For all of you that don't know, reading is just as addicting as Netflix is. But the thing is, I don't want to read when the teacher or my parents are telling me to do it, because now it's not fun anymore. Lastly, I cannot stand when I'm in the bathroom and I've only been in there for like 3 minutes and somebody's, what you in there doing? Like, what do you think I'm doing in the bathroom? You making a sandwich? Thank you for your time. Welcome to my TED Talk. I cannot stand when I go somewhere like Walmart, right? And I walk all around the store, get everything I want, put it all in the cart, and then I get up to the register and realize I forgot my wallet. Or even worse, they ring it all up and then I put my card in and it says, decline. And they can't never be quiet when they be like, oh, sir, your card was declined. Now they feel like they gotta be at the top of their voice, sir, your card was declined. Next thing, you ever had to convince your parents to go somewhere, and they finally get in the car and agree to take you, and on the way there, you almost forget if you're going to the right place or not? You start calling your friends and just saying stupid stuff on the side of the car like, hey, yo, it's the one on Country Club, not the one in West Africa, right? Last thing, it's kind of funny because when your parents used to take you somewhere like Chick-fil-A, you'd be like, hey, yo, let me get another one large meal with an extra 4-piece chicken tender and a frosted lemonade. And when you go to pay for the food with your money, you'd be like, hey, yo, let me get a 3-piece tender meat. Actually, let me just get a 3-piece tender with no drink. Thank you for your time. This one goes out to all the people who have to deal with siblings. You don't know frustration if you've never had to fight over the bathroom with your sibling. And what makes it worse is, say y'all fighting over who gets to take the first shower. Whoever ends up taking it is gonna be mad spiteful towards you. They're gonna be in the shower like 45 minutes just to make sure you ain't got no hot water. And food? Oh, don't even get me started. I might be biased because I'm the youngest sibling, but why is it that the older siblings eat everything in the house? Yo, sometimes I don't even get 2 bowls of cereal out of the whole box. It happens with cereal and ice cream too. Have a bowl this small and it be piled all the way up here like it's a mountain. You ever see your sibling just walking around chilling, just lounging, and you start to notice like, hey, I know you ain't got my socks on. And he just be sitting there like, oh my bad, it was in my pile. You knew they was my socks. Thank you for your time. The difference between best friends and regular friends. If you fall as your friend, I will help you up and then I might, giggle or something. But as your best friend, if you fall, I am going to be crying laughing. And once I finish laughing, then I'll help you get up. Friends ask you to come over. Best friends just, hey yo, I know you in there. Best friends can get away with a lot more than regular friends can. For instance, if I'm eating something and I'm about to finish it and it's like the last bite and my best friend goes, and it falls out my hand, I'm gonna laugh. But now if my friend does that, I might just kill you. With friends, you have to keep in contact with them. You have to talk to them pretty consistently to keep the friendship going. With your best friend, y'all can go like 3 months with no conversation and then start talking again, and it's like you never stop talking. And lastly, the way I work, I'm more mean to my best friend than anyone else because my meanness is how I show my love. So when I call my best friend and say, hey yo, what up, stupid? He knows to respond, hey yo, what up, dummy? Because that's just how we talk. Thank you for your time. When it comes to best friend. Now this is just my philosophy, keep that in mind. This works for me, but it may not work for everybody else. The only way that a best friend relationship can work is if both of you have 0 sexual attraction for each other. Now I'm not saying your best friend can't be attractive, it's just she has to be the kind of attractive that doesn't make you want to do things to her. And keep in mind this goes both ways, for boys and girls. Okay, now let's put it into perspective. Okay, so say for instance you and your girl best friend go to the movies and everything's going good, and then out of nowhere she just puts her hand on your thigh. You and I know good and well that things are probably about to get nasty. But now say for instance you're put in that same situation with someone that you have 0 sexual attraction to, and she goes, your first response will be, do you need something? And you'll also notice that the people who are genuine best friends, and they've been best friends for years, are the people who haven't engaged each other in a romantic way. So if you want to have a successful best friend relationship, make sure there's no sexual tension. More things parents do that I hate. You ever be chilling in your room, doing your thing, and your mom be like, hey yo, Xavier. And you respond, you be like, yeah, what's up? And she be like, did you call me? And then you get up mad as hell because you don't know what they want, but you gotta go there. And you ask her, you be like, what is it that you need? And she be like, can you pass me the remote control? Next thing, you ever just be chilling and your mom or your dad walk in the room and they be like, hey yo, clean your room because we got company coming over for dinner. Is dinner being held in my room? And lastly, I cannot stand when parents just say no for no reason. And it's funny because you be trying to ask the questions all nice. You be like, hey mom, is it okay if I... No. And she's saying no for no reason. So you be like, why can't I go? Because I said so. Like, thank you for your time. Alright, I got some more facts for you. I will never be too old to watch SpongeBob. If you never played that game as a kid where you had to jump onto things because you thought the floor was lava, you have not lived your life. Y'all ever been in class and had one of those dreams? You know, you got your head down and then you start falling in your dream, and as soon as you wake up, you be like, oh, shit. Then the teacher be like, you straight? You be like, yeah, I'm good, I'm good. If you have not spent at least a couple months binge watching either Family Guy, The Office, or Friends, I don't know if we can actually be friends. If we're in a relationship and you play with my hair, I'm getting a ring. I like the hot more than the cold because it's much better for me to be sweating than freezing my ass off. If you see me walking with my headphones in, do not talk to me. Give me a minute. I am in thug mode, okay? I am whipping and flipping bricks in my head, okay? And you talking to me is no. Lastly, if you live in the South where you know it can tend to get very hot and humid, please put on deodorant. Please. Thank you for your time. I'm about to drop some facts. Netflix is not Netflix without subtitles. Math in elementary school used to actually be fun, and then as soon as I got to middle school and high school, it just became my worst and most hated subject. Ice cream is better than cake because the frosting is just ugh. No disrespect, but the new SpongeBob, Looney Tunes, and Tom and Jerry episodes have absolutely nothing on the original episode. I use my AirPods a lot, but if you ever see me with my Beats on, just know that I am in my feelings because the AirPods didn't have enough bass to hit the notes that I needed the music to hit. My athletes know about this one. Selling chocolate for your sports team used to be the worst thing ever. You'd just be walking up to people like, hey, Miss Henry, would you like to buy a bar of chocolate? Looking like SpongeBob. When it comes to superheroes, I've always liked Batman the most because he could whoop everybody with no superpower. Lastly, if you sleep with socks on, you're just disgusting. Thank you for your time. These are some things I cannot stand. I hate the fact that I have to sit in class for hours learning about the different things in the curriculum that you have set, and then you give me a test that has absolutely nothing on it that we have talked about in class. I mean, damn, the test might as well be in French instead of English. I hate the fact that I meticulously buy things for the school year, like mechanical pencils, highlighters, notebooks, whatever I need, but somehow over the course of like 3 weeks, I'm left with half of a wooden pencil I found on the ground and a sheet of paper somebody gave to me in my last class. I used to hate getting in trouble for things that I wasn't doing. If my friend is talking to another friend, why do you always look at me like, Xavier, why are you talking? No, I'm sorry, ma'am, but that was Brian. And teachers make the biggest deal out of things that don't even matter. Like, you over here can't even teach your curriculum, but you mad because I'm chewing gum. And lastly, teachers, the bell does dismiss me. What are you gonna do? Write me up for leaving a class that's over? Thank you for your time. Girls, I have a question. Or several questions for that matter. Why is it that you sometimes hit guys up and say, hey, I think you're cute, and then when we respond, you somehow fall off the face of the planet and never respond again? Or like sometimes you guys do that thing where you get super touchy-feely with a guy, like a guy friend, you know, you give him hugs all the time, you know, you hold his hand, you know, but then whenever something about a relationship comes up, you're like, oh, but we're just friends. Why is it that you can have such deep and intense feelings for a guy, right? But you can't ever approach him and just say, hey, I have feelings for you. Why is it always up to me to have to approach you and tell you how I feel, even though you feel the same way that I feel? Another question, do y'all just start flirting with guys sometimes because you're bored? Like, you just be bored and you got nothing else to do, so you just like, yeah, you know what, I'm gonna just play with Xavier's feelings today. And lastly, the most important one, why do you like touching my ass? I do not like that, okay? To be completely honest, it makes me feel less masculine, okay? Thank you for your time. Things that grind my gears. Women, thank you for your time. How to stay positive. It's really important to keep in mind that you always have to be grateful. Because even if your circumstances are really bad, they could always be worse. It's important to know that regardless of what you go through, whether that's heartbreak, not getting a job, failing a class, it's okay. It's not the end of the world, and you'll be better with time. Happiness and positivity go hand in hand. It's important for you to always try to be happy. You have to put out what you want to receive. If you want people to be positive towards you, then you have to be more positive towards other people. And that doesn't mean positive towards just your friends. No, you have to be positive towards everybody. Of course, it's important to look towards the future, but you have to find a way to be content with what you have now. If you can't be content with what you have in the present, then what makes you think you'll be content when you finally get success? You should always be your central source of happiness. For instance, if social media is your central source of happiness and all your accounts somehow get deleted, your happiness will go with that. But if you find happiness within yourself, it doesn't matter if that's gone because you have it running through you. And that's how you stay positive.